AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to the new and improved Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. After many years of interviewing the best and brightest thought leaders around the world on my SiriusXM show, I am excited to now have those interviews available to people around the globe on this podcast. So many people would write us and say, I love what I've been hearing about your interviews with these great people. Where can I access them? I live in this country or that country, or I don't have access to that technology. How can I get the information? Well, I'm so excited now that we are able to offer the information and the interviews free on this podcast. So we want you to sit back and enjoy this message and let me know how you like them. And then do me a favor. If you like them, send a review, write a review and post it. And if you like it, hit like on here and share it and tell everybody you know about it, and then subscribe to this podcast so you'll get the alerts when we post a new interview episode. Thank you for listening and enjoy the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast.
Named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world.
Inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame.
Award-winning singer.
Best-selling author.
And now, here's Willie Jolley.
Well, it's another great day. This is Dr. Willie Jolley, and yes, you have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon you. You know, you can't refuse it. You didn't seek it. You did not choose it, but it's up to you to use it. You must suffer if you lose it. Give account if you abuse it. Oh, it's just a tiny little minute. But your eternities are wrapped up in it. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show and podcast, and I am grateful for you coming to be with us one more time. Wherever you are around the world, I want to thank you for coming, and then I want to thank you for sharing this program, this podcast, this show with your friends, family, and your coworkers, and your even some of your people you know who need to be changed and have a change. They might not, I won't call them enemies, but they're not somebody you want to hang around with. But you say, hey, just listen to this show because you know it might bless them and change them. So that's what we're excited about. So thank you for what you do and what you've done to make this the #1 self-help show in America. And now many people are saying globally because of the podcast. So we're very, very, very grateful for you. And you know, I take a moment at the beginning of every show to start with God's Minute. That's that minute by Dr. Benjamin Mays. And then I take a moment to give God some glory. Oh yeah, I give God some praise. I thank God for everything, for life and strength and health. I thank God for everything. I don't take it for granted that I am able to do this. I don't take it for granted that I am in good health. I don't take it for granted that I got a beautiful wife and children. I don't take it for granted that I'm here. I'm still here. As my pastor, John Kenneth Jenkins says, I'm still here. Don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted. So I give God glory for it, and I thank God for that. And then I am grateful for the fact that I am able to try and empower, inspire, encourage, and bless other people with this message. And so I'm grateful. And I always say God's gift to you is life. You're a gift to God. What you do with your life. I say do something extraordinary with it. Extraordinary. Then I want to thank, after thanking you, thanking God, and thanking all of y'all who have made this show popular, I want to thank our sponsor. We are happy to have the support as our partner, Truist Bank. And I want to tell y'all about Truist Bank and the fact that they have a podcast called Money and Mindset. And it's a great way to learn about financial literacy and how you can help yourself, your family, your legacy by taking advantage of the information they have on this Money and Mindset podcast. I've been on it. I've been a guest on it, and it is a fantastic resource. So go to truist.com. You'll find it in the main menu. You'll be glad you listened, and you'll be glad that you were able to take advantage of the resource that is available at a fee of free, F-R-E-E, okay, F-R-E-E, that's the fee. So I've talked about the many things I'm grateful for. Now I want to tell you one more thing I'm grateful for. Our guest today. Today we're going to talk about how to improve your life, your wealth, your health, and all because of your relationship, your marriage. I've got two of the hottest experts on marriage in America. They are hot as fire. They're all over the place. They are a couple, Dr. Johnny and Lezlyn Parker, are relationship architects. They're not just relationship experts, they're architects. They help you build marriages that flourish. They are the founders of the Parker Group, which provides leadership, relationship development, and coaching. They have spoken nationally for many groups, Family Life's Weekend, many other groups. They have worked with the Washington Commandments, the Washington Mystics. They have worked with the Pittsburgh Steelers and their wives. They've helped professional athletes, the NFL, NBA, WNBA, cultivate healthy inner lives and stronger relationships. They've spoken on cruises with the Steelers and other groups. Lezlyn is a certified life coach and a contributing author of Girl, Get Your Fight Back. All right now. And Johnny oversees the counseling and men's ministry at First Baptist Church of Glen. He is an adjunct professor at Johns Hopkins, and he teaches positive psychology. In addition to his marriage seminars and enrichment work, he provides leadership development, consulting, and executive coaching for Fortune 500 organizations. I can tell firsthand that a number of people I've talked to over the years have used his expertise to grow their wealth. In May 2008, Dr. Parker, along with many other experts and researchers, were invited to the White House to explore ways to strengthen marriages in America. He is also a featured relationship expert in Black and Married with Kids, and it's a great, still standing video. They have been on CNN, BET, Ebony, MEC, Washington Post, Sister to Sister, Essence, and now they're here on the Dr. Willie Jolley Show. I'm honored to have my friends, the great ones, Dr. Johnny and Lezlyn Parker on as my guests as we talk about how to create wealth, health, wisdom, and success in your relationship. Because they've got some statistics that show that if you are happily married and you do a certain activity or certain activities, you live longer, you have less stress, and because of that, you can make more money, because that's why we talk about health and wealth and wisdom on this show. So that's my guest, Dr. Johnny and Lezlyn Parker. Welcome, folks.
Hey, Dr. Willie, we are excited.
Yes, we are.
Hanging
We're
out with
so
you.
honored, Dr. Willie. Wow, to
Oh,
be with you.
To be your friend and to hang out with you today.
Yes.
Well, I've given them the kind of, just the Reader's Digest story about who you are, where you came from. First of all, where are you from, and how did y'all get together, and how did y'all start this process of helping married couple? What prompted that?
Well, Willie, I tell you, I'm a proud Jamaica New Yorker, and my wife is
I'm
from.
a proud Jamaica, West Indies.
And when we met in college, man, over 40 years ago. I told her I was from Jamaica.
And I believed him, Dr. Willie.
Yeah.
And I said, wait a minute. I answer these questions.
Yeah.
And then eventually he wasn't.
Yeah.
He said, Jamaica knew what? Jamaica, New York.
Yeah.
That's not real.
Hey, man, you trying to find a wife, you do what you got to do. It worked for me.
It worked, didn't it?
34 years later, we still standing, man.
How many years?
34.
34. We're 34
Wow.
coming up. I said,
Wow.
okay. I like him. I like him a little bit. I like him a lot.
So you know what I call her? I call her my Jamaican sensation, and she calls me her
Ball wonder.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how did y'all get into this field of helping marriages? And you've helped so many marriages to heal, to get back on track. Many were either divorced or going that way, and you helped them to reconnect as well as to rebuild their marriages. What got you into this line of activity?
Yeah, Willie, when we got married, we thought we were on the Love Boat.
Mm.
And next thing you know, man, we hit the Titanic. We had some icebergs.
Really hard too.
Yeah, because when we would have conflict, I felt like putting my hand, I felt like cussing. I felt like getting physically violent toward the woman that I love. I didn't know what to do with my emotions. And so I would leave in the early days in our marriage. I would just go driving around the Beltway here in DC. And I didn't know what to do with my emotions and deal with conflict.
And I said, honey, where are you going? Because I'm going with you. Because we're gonna rubble together. Because we are one. You come back here and we'll talk about it. I don't want you to run. I want a solution.
Now, Johnny, I think I've heard you in the past say that was a result of something from your past, though. That was something in your growing up. I
just saw that in my neighborhood. I saw that, modeled in my community where I grew up, and so I knew that wasn't God's way to treat a woman. I just didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know what Jesus looked like in a marriage. And so I went into the counseling field to start working with couples and families because I needed to heal myself, and we needed to heal. We needed to learn skills, because we tell people love is not enough. You need the skills.
Wow. Let's say that again. Hold on. Love by itself is not enough.
Yeah, love is good. Love is foundational. It's cornerstone, but you got to build on that love, and you need skills to be able to talk and communicate and resolve conflict.
Wow.
And you need your toolbox to go back into your toolbox to help you and guidance. You can't do it alone.
Wow.
You need a support group. You need a mentor.
You know what?
In your life.
Now let me stop there and give a few little keys and pearls that y'all have dropped in here and that I can maybe augment. First of all, is that you cannot do things if you don't have a model to show you. That's why it's hard unless you recreate the wheel. But if there's a wheel already established, then you would find that model and use that wheel to get where you want to go. That's why I tell people often in my programs that there are two ways to get to any goal: mentors and mistakes. Both will get you if you don't give up, but one just gets you there with less headaches, heartaches, and knots upside your head. So always get mentors and find mentors. I am my wife and I, many of y'all know, we have a marriage book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. It's a off of our regular brand, but my brand of turning setbacks into comebacks and working these things with an attitude of excellence. But we decided to do it because we've been married almost 40 years, hadn't had an argument in 35 years. So we wrote a book prompted by my son called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, that now is going to be a bestseller. And we're grateful for that. Now we have a marriage show every Monday night at 9:00 on online. But here's the lesson. We learned that there were models. I looked at her parents. My dad died when I was a kid, so I didn't have that model, but I looked at her parents and how I never saw them argue. So one is that you have to look for models. Johnny and Lezlyn Parker are certified coaches, counselors, and they can help you. And we're going to give the information on how you reach them. But second is, after you get models, get mentors, get books. You can learn from mentors from books and audios and videos, and you don't have to be in front of that person live, and particularly in this time of digital access. And so you want to have models, you want to have mentors. And then one more thing they said that I thought was so profound is that they talked about how they had to make the decision. See, love is an emotion. Marriage is a decision. And the emotions are fickle. They change, but they said you would find a way to find out how to keep this love going. And it's not enough to have just love. That's not enough. It's the starting point, but it's not enough. And that's what I love about them. And they have a great new book, a new resource that is incredible to help you. It's almost not more. It's really not a book. It's just the program helping you to get your marriage stronger, and it's in a book form. I mean, they're going to tell you more about it. That's really, as I read it, I said, this is so unique. It's like putting the connecting the dots. Let me connect the dots. Dot every day a dot. Well, now you guys have built this national and now international marriage architecture organization, and you're helping people to grow their success. But I also am so impressed how you talked about in the book how to grow their health, their wealth, and their happiness through some principles, some simple principles in your toolbox. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to throw it to you, and y'all going to go through the book and giving them some of the principles you teach in your programs and your seminars and your marriage events, and tell them what they need to do to grow their relationships, grow their marriages, and help them to keep that divorce money in their bank account. Because they got married for a reason. They did get married for a reason. And they probably loved each other at some point, but something got wrong and they didn't know how to fix it with a toolbox. We're going to talk about that. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. We want you to stay tuned. Tell your friends to tune in, turn on, because we've got great information to help you win. Hey, we'll be right back. And for sure, your best is yet to come. We'll be right back.
Friendship is not about being convenient. It's about being committed and consistent. You can call on me when you need me. Call me. You can call on me. Call me. You can call on me. Pick up the phone. You can call and call me.
Are you ready to revolutionize your relationship with money? I'm Brian Ford, a financial wellness expert.
And I'm Bright Dixon, an expert in positive psychology. Together, we host Money and Mindset with Bright and Brian, a podcast from Truist Bank that's all about exploring the relationship between your money, your mindset, and your well-being.
Find us wherever you listen to podcasts or truist.com/money and mindset podcast.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered why some people can make $1 million, lose it, make a second million, lose that, then make a third million, while other people can't even make ends meet? Well, the reason is that those people know the recipe for success. And that recipe is available to everyone if you will do what they did. They made a habit of getting positive, motivational resources of great thinkers and great learners. And I want to offer those same kind of resources to you. We've developed a free page on my website. It's wjspeaks.com/gift. wjspeaks.com/gift. On that site, we've got resources, books, audios that help you to grow, and they're free. So go to wjspeaks.com/gift, wjspeaks.com/gift, and get some of those resources, and then share that page with your friends and your family members. We want to impact and inspire millions of people. And remember, if you enjoy this message on this podcast, like it, share it, and post a review about it, and make a difference in the lives of others by letting them know about it. Have a great day. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude.
And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show and podcast, heard globally. And I want to thank everybody for, again, listening and sharing. And then I want to encourage everybody to go to winwithwillie.com, winwithwillie.com. Sign up for the newsletter where I send out every week a short newsletter about the lessons I learned in the interviews that we give every week, I get every week, because I'm just like you. I'm a student. I'm learning. I'm trying to grow me, and I get blessed by these great guests every week. And I take notes, and then I take out the pearls or the things that I found that were so profound, which every week is something profound, and then I put them in the newsletter so you'll be able to take advantage of them if that got past you, or if you want to share it with your family members. So go to winwithwillie.com, and on that site you can get access to all of my websites: my Jolly Marriage website, my faith-based website, my business website, my youth motivation website, my music website, all of them on one place. And you can go get them at winwithwillie.com. And remember, you can hear me not only here on this program, but every morning across America on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell at 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:20 Central Time, where you hear my Wake Up and Win with Dr. Willie Jolley. But if you don't hear it on there, you can also sign up when you get the newsletter. I send out a free video to people globally with a 1-minute version of the message that I do on radio. So you get it one way or the other. My special guests today are people who are changing the world. They're changing the world in a massive way. They are marriage architects, but they don't just talk about marriage. They talk about leadership. They talk about wealth building. They talk about family. They talk about growth. They talk about expanding yourself and growing yourself. They are Dr. Johnny and his beautiful Jamaican sensation, Lezlyn Parker. The Parkers are here with us, and people around the country are buzzing about them. They have a new book called KISS, Kiss, which means, tell us what it means, folks.
Keeping intimacy sweet and simple.
And simple.
Woo. Well, let's talk about the book and what people can get from the book and why it is profoundly impactful for them to know that this is not a regular type of book. It's a different type of book. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, it got birthed out of, again, our story and the danger in marriage of going into the land of the lonely. And so we experienced, again, not knowing how to deal with conflict early in our marriage. And so what it did, we went into the land of loneliness. Oftentimes I would say to Lezlyn, I feel lonely in our marriage. I didn't know what I wanted her to do. She didn't know what to do. But I just felt this sense of loneliness in the marriage. And we now call it the front stage and the backstage, that our front stage is our physical, it's our lovemaking, it's the words that we speak. But the backstage is where we get really, really vulnerable. And I didn't know how to invite you, my wife, and Lezlyn into my backstage and be vulnerable with her, share with her fears, insecurity. Because as a man, the fear is, if I open up and share with her my stuff, will she shame me? Will she punk me? And so that was a big deal for a long time, of this sense of loneliness. And so in the pandemic, we went up to the mountains. What did we do in the mountains?
Right. And before that, I was thinking, you're lonely? I thought you were happy. We're doing all these things together. So I was confused. And I said, well, we need help. Yeah. So how can we get the help? So we went to counseling.
Got coaching.
And so got coaching. And then we learned about each other. It's like, okay, because we're not perfect. We're thinking in a marriage that I'm making you happy. You're smiling, love making and just everything. And then cooking your food and just a lot of things. But then it's like the loneliness. But, I was stuck. Right. And so we said, let's do this. Let's go up to the mountains, Wood Green Resort. And so we said, let's do something that could help couples, because couples might be thinking like me that, your husband is happy, but then he's really not. So you have to come out, or the wife, either or. So you have to come out and say it. Just don't let it just linger on. Let's do something about it, honey. We had like little poster boards. Yeah. And then I had ideas, questions that I wanted to put up. And I said, 52 questions, you all, on the KISS, keeping intimacy sweet and simple. So what's one thing? So each day, honey, let's come up. We get a 10-second connector kiss before you go to work, or, wherever your destination is that morning. That what's one thing? And then I give you a kiss and I'll say, what's one thing that you appreciate about me? And then you think about it, that bonding, that connection. Right. So we started to just add more and add more towards in the book.
We put this big sheet, like you said, and we put it on the wall, Dr. Willie, and we just started like throwing paint on a canvas. We just started coming up with all kinds of questions that were heart-centric. Like so share one of them, honey. Like one of the things you said earlier, one thing you appreciate about me.
What's one thing you appreciate about me? Or I feel cherished when?
What?
Yeah. When what?
Let me ask you, give me in the beginning of the book, it gives you some statistics that are so profound about why it's important to have that intimate moment, that 10-second kiss. And in the Gottman Institute, which is one of the great places for relationship, they talk about the 6 to 10-second kiss can have such profound impact. Well, y'all did the research and talk about the things that will happen when you do that on a consistent basis. Talk about that. Some of those studies you found.
That is, and it's fun and it's cool. Like one of the deals is you live longer. Kissing every day adds years to your life. One couple we shared it with Dr. Willie, they said we're going to be immortal because we're going to be we're going to live forever because we're going to kiss. And then we discovered that there's
the bonding is so close.
The bonding,
you get to connect, you get to talk, you get to laugh.
The
like
oxytocin that goes on and the bonding that deepens. And what about losing weight, honey?
Oh, you lose weight, right?
Yeah.
By the kissing, right?
Yeah, you actually kissing, Dr. Willie, burns calories. So you live longer. It burns calories, so you lose weight. It deepens the bond in the relationship. All of those.
You start to connect and talk more.
Exactly, and you're much more, because what happens? Life is hard. You got some stressful moments, and kissing is playful. Kissing is going from the bridge of the land of the lonely to the land of closeness. And so when you cross that bridge, you get playful. Playfulness takes the edge off of stress in life. And too many couples only kiss when they make love, when they get naked. But we're saying kiss in the morning, good morning America, afternoon delight, midnight madness, kiss, kiss. Yeah.
I love it.
And I ask people questions. Go ahead. I ask people questions. They said, oh, he just kissed me every morning as a routine. I said, you sound upset. She said, well, I want him to talk to me.
Right.
And that's when I start to write things down.
Yeah.
Wow, an interview. Why are you upset? She said, he doesn't really care about me. Or I don't really want to kiss him. Another friend of mine would say, I said, really? She said, I can't stand him. I said, why? We just kiss and don't talk. And I said, okay, the light bulb went on. We have to do something about this with couples.
So,
wow. So you start with the kiss, but you don't let that be the end of it. You also
you got to talk at that.
It has to have communication. So in our research, in our book, what we came up with is that there are 3 big boulders that break up marriages: sex, money, communication. And what y'all have just said was the communication part, which is the biggest boulder of all of them, because people will not communicate and things get assumed, and then they think they're mind readers on the other side of the bedroom. This person's supposed to know what I'm thinking, and so it just creates one problem after another. But what y'all have said is, when you kiss, don't just kiss, start with the kiss, but also have some conversation, communication, and talk about different things. And it's uncomfortable initially, isn't it? Uncomfortable. Many guys say, well, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk. I just want the sex. Well, we all believe that sex is great. All the brothers are all trying to get hooked up. I know that's right. But there is a powerful tool in the communication. So y'all have found the resource. Y'all have found the secret. Tell us a little more about what y'all teach couples in your programs and in your retreats and all of that, how they can grow and strengthen their marriage, particularly those that have been broken or have been dinged and nicked, how they can improve their marriage with these principles that you teach.
Yeah, well, one of the things is the fact that making the decision every day to honor each other, to cherishing, because we say that in the vows, to love and to cherish, and to death do us part. Cherish is honoring, appreciating, and noticing each other. How do I cherish my wife? How does Lezlyn cherish?
Okay, let me go to, okay, cherish. I'm a push. What would a brother say who said, "Man, I cherish her. I pay the bills." Okay, I pay all the bills. Yeah, and what is you saying? Let's get a good definition of cherish. Why don't you go there?
Yeah, cherish, and actually, to look at it deep into where it comes from in the Greek context, cherish is the idea of warmth. Warm heat, bringing some serious warmth. Then you go from there, Dr. Willie, and it's honoring, it's appreciating, and it's noticing one another. And so that is how we move towards cherishing. Like, for example, one of the questions we ask in the book is this: when we had an impasse, like you do in 34 years of marriage, we had an impasse, we had a conflict. I stopped and I asked a cherishing question. I asked my wife, my Jamaican sensation, honey, what do you want me to hear that I'm not hearing? I simply listened, because listen and silent have the same 6 letters. And she shared what she shared.
Stop. Don't go by that. That's you dropped that one on my. Listen and silent have the same 6 letters.
Same 6 letters.
Wow.
Same
Okay, go ahead.
letters.
Okay.
And so what we discovered when I asked her that question, when she said it, then I echoed what you said. I echoed back to her. And then I'm reading in the scriptures one day, Dr. Willie, Psalm 116:1 says this: I love the Lord because he heard my cry. And I said, that's why that was so powerful. Whenever men and women feel loved, we feel heard. And when we feel heard, it's because we felt loved. It's what Dr. King said. A riot is the language of the unheard. It's not a male thing. It's not a female thing. It's not a white, black, Asian, Latina. It's a heart thing. And so whenever you create an environment where people feel heard, they feel loved. And when they feel loved, it's because they felt heard. And Dr. Willie, we've taken this to corporations.
Yeah.
We've helped teams in the NFL and pro sports turn the page around this one question, because it's empathy and people are longing for empathy. And we tell men all the time, men who are married and happily married, they live longer and they earn more money.
Come on now. We're going to stop right there, take a quick break for station identification. We're going to come back, talk about that in greater depth. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy. Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I got an email from a gentleman in Australia who shared how he had been struggling in his business, and he bought some of my books and audios, and how it had a profound impact on his business, and he went from worst to first in his company. I shared with him how much I appreciated his note, but I told him those books, those audios, those videos were not just something that I just thought up one day and started to write. They were born out of my experiences, out of the challenges of overcoming the problems and the difficulties and how I was able to do it. And I shared with him that others have sent similar messages and that these resources work. I want to encourage you and invite you to go to my store. Go to wjspeaks.com/shop. wjspeaks.com/shop. Get some of the books. It only takes a minute to change your life. Or a setback is a setup for a comeback. Or turn setbacks into greenbacks. Or chicken soup for the soul. Or an attitude of excellence. Or the book I wrote with my wife after 34 years of being married and not having an argument in over 30 years. We wrote a book called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And now it is saving marriages all over the globe. Go to the store, get some of the audios, the videos, the books, the resources to help you have greater personal and professional success. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Make this a great day on purpose. And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show and broadcast, and I'm grateful for each one of you. I want to take a moment before I go any further, because I got some more information from Mrs. Parker that's going to blow your mind. I want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Truist Bank. Truist believes that better lives and communities begin with care. That includes caring a lot about the well-being of their clients. Let me tell you what I mean. Truist is really interested in improving the connection between your finances and your personal well-being. So they launched Money and Mindset. It's an online resource to help you build financial confidence and a healthier mindset about your money. We're going to talk about money with the Lezlyn and Johnny Parker. And I also spent some time with Money and Mindset as a guest. It's the real deal. One good takeaway I found that when you're on top of your finances, you can enjoy the benefits beyond reaching goals. Think reducing overall stress or feeling greater reassurance knowing that you're better prepared for a financial challenge should it come your way. There's also a Truist Money and Mindset podcast for all you podcast listeners looking for some real talk about money. It's called Money and Mindset with Bright and Brian. You can see it wherever you listen to podcasts. I highly recommend you take time to jump into this great resource. Search Truist Money and Mindset online or head to truist.com and you can find it in the main menu. Truist. When you start with care, you build a different kind of bank. Truist Bank. My special guests are Dr. Johnny, and Lezlyn Parker. We're talking about money, mindset, and marriage and relationships. They are the architects of building great relationships. Now, Johnny was talking about when you have great relationships, it's working together. You live longer, you lose weight, you make more money, and you have greater success and happiness. Now, Dr. Johnny left that, but I had to then say, Lezlyn Parker, tell me the rest of the story.
Thank you, Dr. Willie. As wives, when we know that our husband is sitting down, we call it a 10-minute connector.
Mhm.
And because 10 minutes is like, great, you have in your mind 10 minutes, instead of longer. And then you're focusing on me, you give me that eye contact, and then you echo on back what you said. It's like, wow, he's listening. Because a lot of times as wife, we're thinking that you're not sports, you go out to eat, and then the camera's all over,
TV
sports, the
everywhere,
TV's
yeah.
everywhere. Like, do you want to be with me, or do you want to go back home and watch TV? So that 10-minute connect is so important, and echo them back. Okay, he did get it. So that is so important. So we do that, and we say 10-minute connector on the couch, talking, bonding. You get close, you start to hug. The relationship gets tighter. And then we hear couples say, oh, I want to do that. And I said, if you don't do it like every day, maybe the weekend or once, a couple times for the week. So don't stop. That is so important. A lot of the couples said, we enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
Johnny Parker, you have a famous saying that you have coined, that a success in life and relationship is heart work, or something to that effect. Tell us what that means.
Yeah, I say success is hard work. Success is heart work. Success is worth the work. And today you can do the work. And we say it to marriage too. Marriage is hard work. Marriage is heart work. Marriage is worth the work. And with God, you can do the work. So yeah, it's hard. It's heart. It's worth it.
Well, and I say it is hard work, but it's not like breaking bricks. Okay, that is not hard labor. It's hard work because you have to do the things internally that are hard. Compromise. Say I'm wrong. Be willing to be vulnerable. Willing to say you hurt my feelings, which brothers don't want to do. Brothers don't want to say we hurt my feelings. And in our book we talk about the 4 F's. And by the way, I want to encourage everybody to go to see our new TED Talk. Our new TED Talk was just released, and we're so excited. It's How to Never Ever Argue Again in Marriage. It was released just last weekend, and we want everybody. And Johnny, I need you to blow it up on your social media and get it out. But it's the How to Never Ever Argue Again, and we tell the story of the 4 F's. The 4 F's are: be friendly. When you have a disagreement or have to have that difficult conversation, or as our pastor says, he says that intense fellowship, start by being friendly. When you're angry, people put up defense mechanism. Next, be frank about your feelings, not what you did or you did or you did. It's what that made me feel. And that's hard sometimes for brothers to say, you hurt my feelings. Okay. Third one is be fair. Be fair means to listen to their side of the story, and without you making a prediction of what they're going to say. Listen. Y'all said it earlier. Listen. That time of sitting, those 10-minute conversations, listen, and then repeat. Did you get it? Oh, I got it. Oh, I didn't realize that was your perspective. Oh, if I'd known that just by listening. But number 4, be focused on a win-win. That when you are thinking teamwork, that we, rather than attack each other, let's gang up on the problem. And when you do that, you have communicated and you have started to fix those problems. Because remember, y'all got married, y'all started this relationship, something attracted you to this person, whether it was their looks, whether it was their heart, whether it was whatever, and you fell in love, or you fell in real strong, like whatever it was, but you got married. There was something that made you say, yes, I'm going to do this. Now, what happened, we don't know, but we know that there is a solution that can get you back on track and get you happy. I've had people who've been on their way to divorce court who've called and we said, just use the 4 F's, get the book, and it changed. Y'all have done that over and over again. I've had people I've talked to, literally talked to, who said, we went to the Parkers. They changed our marriage. They changed our marriage. We were on our way to divorce court. We had drawn up the papers, but the Parkers changed it. So what do you say to couples who are broken, who are beat up, who are ready to call it a day and throw in a towel? What do you say to them to turn them around? What are some things they can do, some daily things they can do to get going?
Well, one of the things is we say you got to apply this powerful transformational word, 8-letter word called humility.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah, that's it right there. Because even in the Bible, Dr. Willie, the first question that God asked Adam was, where are you? That's an emotionally intelligent question. Emotional intelligence is 90% of our success in marriage and business, because we found that the same dynamics to win at work, you need to win at love. And so you need humility, you need trust, you need core values. And so humility is the game changer, where we have couples face each other and take ownership, because whatever you don't own will own you. And so we have couples face each other and you said it earlier, honey, I was wrong. Will you forgive me? We say it's the Michael Jackson effect. Man in the mirror, woman in the mirror, couple in the mirror. And I was wrong will you forgive me? That is the game changer when couples do that. And we have a personal story. My parents, Dr. Willie, were divorced for 36 years.
Wow.
When they applied, and they would come to our marriage stuff because they were proud of us, and they would hear our marriage conferences and retreats. And when they applied this, my dad asked my mom to remarry him. And my mom's from Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy. Wow. You know, that's what I'm saying. She's a serious Brooklyn city girl. And I remarried them 15 years ago because my dad applied humility, my mom applied humility, and now their story started horribly, but it's ending beautifully because of humility.
Now, you know, folks, let me stop for a second before you say something, Lezlyn. That's so powerful. That is so powerful. That is so powerful. Folks, did y'all hear what he just said? His parents were divorced for 36 years, and they applied the principles that their son and his wife, his bride, teaches. And it worked. Good God Almighty. This is powerful. And then their son remarried him. Come on, somebody. Lezlyn, you were going to say something. That's so powerful, though. I had to share that. Go ahead.
No, that's okay, Dr. Willie. And another thing, too, when I talked to my mother-in-law, I said, Mom, say I'm sorry. Say I'm sorry. I would always say that. And I say to couples, it was hard for me to say, well, it is my fault. Or if it's not, say, I'm sorry. It eases things, right?
You know what it does? In my Attitude of Excellence book, I say, when you apologize, what you do is you take the sting out of the stinger.
That's right, Dr. Willie.
You take the sting out of the stinger. People, you didn't even have to, it wasn't your fault. I tell you, when I speak for churches and to help them with their customer service programs and helping them to give better service to the parishioners, I say, even if you didn't do it, somebody at the front door offended them, and you come and you're usher, say, I'm sorry. They complain to you, say, I'm sorry. I apologize. Right. I didn't have nothing to do with it. Okay. You didn't have nothing to do with it, but say, I'm sorry. It might be not your fault per se, but you say, I'm sorry. You take the sting out of the stinger so they can hear. That's what you're saying, Lezlyn.
That's what I'm saying, Dr. Willie. And you don't even have to go into more details, but to say, I'm sorry, it freezes that person up. A couple like your husband, wife, like, oh, okay. And then you pause a little bit, just a little do we call about breathing exercise. And then if you want to say more, you can dish out more. And then they're listening, they're tuned in, that closeness, that bond, and they want to connect more. So that's huge too. Saying,
before I go any further, let me tell people where they can reach Dr. Johnny and Lezlyn Parker, how they can get the book, how they can have you come speak for them, how they can come to one of your events, how they can connect with you. Please tell us.
They need to go to theparkersspeak.com, theparkersspeak.com, and they can get the book. They'll get a ton of resources. We're excited. And on that website, they'll also see our challenge. It's a 10-day challenge, Dr. Willie, called Kiss to Bliss. The number 2. Kiss to Bliss.
Kiss to Bliss.
Yeah. You know, Hall & Oates sang a song back in the day, Your Kiss is What I Miss. And so we don't want them missing any more kissing. And by the way, when we talk about kissing, we ain't talking about no peck on the cheek. We're talking about where you going in deep.
I love in the video, video where you kiss and it's a nice long kiss. And then Lezlyn says, did you take my lipstick again?
Willie, I was trying to take all of that red stuff off, boy. I was trying to take it all. I wasn't leaving nothing left behind. No. Hey, I told her black lips matter, baby. Bring them lips over here.
Well, that is what is exciting about it, because y'all are enthusiastic, you're excited, and you're enjoying the process of helping others. And you can see it in your videos. You can see it in your programs. You can see it when you talk. Y'all are just a example. And people need to see that there are models that didn't start that way, that this was not a easy process, that they were not like this from day one and there were no problems. There are challenges, there's situations, there's circumstances, there are issues. But they learned that toolbox, which Lezlyn said, works. And you can go in the toolbox and you can make adjustments. You can tweak little things and keep getting better. And that's what they do every day. I want everybody go to theparkerspeak.com. Get the book. They can get the book there, Johnny?
They get the book. We got a new course that the course is called Our Kiss to Bliss, and they can get that, but they also can get a free downloadable of the first 10 days where they kiss for 10 seconds and they have a 10-minute conversation connector. And but yeah, you can get the book and other resources and right there on the website, theparkerspeak.com.
Theparkerspeak.com. I want everybody to go there and connect with the Parkers. If you're in a position where you got a significant other, go right now. If you want a significant other, you maybe need to know what to do to get one and keep one. So you'll want to go there and learn the principles. As one lady said to me about our book, she said, give me 2 copies. I said, okay. She said, my husband's on the way. I said, oh, I told Dee, sign 2 copies and I'll sign 2 copies because her husband's about to pick her up. She said, no, I ain't got no husband. He on the way.
I like
That's
it.
like that.
Hey,
like that.
She was going in faith.
That's
That's right.
She was confident.
We're going to come right back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. And for sure, your best is yet to come. We'll be right back.
Afraid of flying, I always kept my dreams on the ground. Life had enough ups and downs, but Lord, since I met you, all that's changed in the blink of an eye. Now all my heart wants to do is fly. You put wings on my dreams and overcame my fear of heights. Now Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and people often ask, how did I go from a broke, busted nightclub singer to become a best-selling author and to be voted one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world by the 175,000 members of Toastmasters International? The answer is that I decided to invest and change my thinking, invest in my mindset, and decided to change my inputs because inputs determine outputs. I heard about a seminar years ago when I was just getting started. I was making about $100 a speech. And I heard this seminar that was creating millionaires, and it cost $10,000, but the guy was getting results. I didn't have that kind of money, but I decided to borrow it because I learned that there's a price for success, the price of college, the price of going to school, the price of education. And there's a price for success, and then there's a cost for not paying the price, the cost of staying the same. And that cost is greater than the price. It's too expensive. And so I went and it changed my life. And I came back and quickly made $100,000. I heard a similar story from Dr. Dave Martin, how he went to a success rally, heard a speaker who inspired him. He and his friend said, wow, that's changed my life. The speaker had a package of materials to help build wealth. The package cost $1,500. And that was all the money Dr. Dave had to his name. Dr. Dave's friend asked, do you think this stuff is worth it? Dr. Dave thought for a moment. He said, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But I do know that I'm worth it. I'm worth it. He invested that money in that package and used the materials to grow his thinking. He grew his mindset. He shared how that $1,500 investment has gone on to generate millions in revenues. He's a multimillionaire. And he has homes now in Arizona and Florida. I want to say to you, it's time to invest in you. I want to give you some materials that will help you, grow your mindset, grow your future, grow your finances. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire. wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get some materials that will inspire your success and help you find that there's a price for success, but there's a cost for not paying the price. And the cost is always greater than the price. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire and get the bag, the box, or any of the materials there and keep growing your wealth. And remember, as a man thinketh, so as he is, and your best is yet to come.
Motivated, highly motivated, motivated, gonna take it to the top. Motivated, highly motivated, motivated, I'm never gonna stop. I had a job I really hated.
And we're back, Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way show and podcast. And I'm excited because I got my friends, the Parkers, on, and they are experts in love. They show you how to love. They are the experts. They are marriage architects. Your marriage might be all jumbled up, broken down, about to fall down, and they help to build it back up piece by piece, step by step. They are the experts. Now, as I tell you, my wife and I, we're just mentors. We tell you what works for us, but they will give you coaching, counseling, and direction on how to rebuild your marriage. Dr. Parker, you were about to say something about this whole topic of building their wealth, their health, their success, and their marriage, and some principles that you use. Please feel free to go ahead.
Well, no, you just said it. I want them to know when they go to the website, in addition to the books, they can find ways to engage us to come in and speak for the companies, to speak to their churches about marriage and relationships, and seeking coaching and premarital coaching. So that's what I want to make sure they do.
And I want to also make sure people know that you do this as a couple, but then Dr. Johnny Parker is in great demand as a leadership coach and executive coach and speaker. They can get your information on that as well at the John.
They could on that one. They go to my the website, johnnyparker.com.
johnnyparker.com.
Yeah,
I want you
Johnny with a Y, johnnyparker.com.
JOHNNY Parker.com. Go to both of those sites, johnnyparker.com and theparkerspeak.com. Get their resources. You have another book too that you wrote some years ago, Johnny.
It's all on the website. Turn the Page. That's my corporate book I take in. That's the book I've taught and used in my course at Johns Hopkins. Turn the Page, Unlocking the Story Within You. We help you know your story, align your story, and master your story, because every leadership life is always telling a story. And we say, if you don't know your story, others will write one for you. So
ouch. That's so good. If you don't know your story, other folks will narrate your story for you and write their story for you. And you want to be able to tell your story and live your story and live your best life. And it's time for people to live their best life in their personal life, their professional life, in their relationships. One of the things we talked about off camera was the fact that y'all got kids. Okay, y'all got kids, but there are challenges that stress marriages, don't they? Children can stress a marriage. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. What, you want to tell them the ages of our boys?
Okay, Johnny Jr., call him JP. JP is 30 years old. Jordan is 27, and Joel is 24 years old.
All boys.
Yep.
Wow. And so we set it off camera, and I hope I don't embarrass them, but every parent who has more than one child I've ever experienced got one what I call challenge child, or maybe two challenge children, but at least one challenge child who will help you become a better parent, because you are constantly learning new ways to deal with the things that happen as a result of that child. And then they will keep you on your knees. Everyone I know, every parent I know who got more than a child, that will keep them on their knees. Now, that said, how does that impact a marriage? How does that impact that stress the marriage? Because you get stress points, and children are one of the stress points. Money is a stress point. Communication is a stress point. Sex or lack thereof, stress point. Talk about how they can deal with those stress points, so that those stress points don't break the marriage.
Yeah, what we found important is that we had to commit to being regularly praying for our sons, regularly. And we've taken them through a rites of passage, And you need community, Dr. Willie.
Yes.
Couples can't know themselves, grow themselves by themselves. You need.
Oh, say that again. Don't. He dropped so many pearls, and he just go say that one again.
Yeah, couples can't, leaders can't, businesses can't. You can't know yourself, grow yourself by yourself. So in parenting and any relationship, you need people that you give an access pass to your backstage, your private world, your world of vulnerability and transparency. And that's what we've done. We've gotten together with you and your wife and talked about life and business, and you guys have been great friends and mentors. And we get together with other couples, older couples, to help us.
Lezlyn said off camera, her godparents, I believe.
Yes, the godparents, yes. Of our 3 sons. I talked to her. She would stop and she said, let's pray. No matter what it is, she said, let's pray. I said, thank you, Jesus. And it would just calm me down from not saying anything that I want to say to my son, the one. And so when I come back with him in a different attitude, he's even shocked, but it's because God's grace,
Yeah.
So glory.
You say you're Jamaican me crazy.
And you're crazy. So,
So you got good people in your life who you can go to for advice and mentorship. You've got a toolbox that you have developed and you have access to. You got resources like the Parker's book, like our book, and people who you can go to and learn and grow from. You got a spiritual connection where you know that God wants the family to win and want the family to succeed. So I do something at every interview, and I want to take a moment to do it with you guys. Let's say one day we all went to lunch, and then we said, we're going to take you over to Howard University to a business class of entrepreneurs, wannabe success stories, and I want you to tell them a couple you gotas. If you're going to be successful in your marriage and your relationships and your business, what are some you gotas? Just a few you gotas. You got to do this. This is not a possibility. You got it. It's a necessity. Tell us a couple you gotas.
Yeah, I would tell them the things that I've taught as a professor at Hopkins and the lecturer I've done at Princeton. I would tell them this. You want to be really, really clear about your core values. And why? Because the research shows that when leaders are clear about their core values, their effectiveness is over 110% greater, and their trust level increases to about 126% trust building. And so the practical exercise that we tell them to do is this. Take your name, take your first name or your last name, and craft your core values using your first name or your last name as an acrostic. Because the same dynamics, Dr. Willie, that are needed to win in business and at work, you need in your marriage. You need emotional intelligence for your business. 90% of your success in business is emotional intelligence. You need emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and empathy in your marriage. You have core values in your business. You have core values in your marriage. You have trust and culture. Every marriage has a culture. Every business has a culture. Culture simply means the way things are done around here. And so those are the factors. And we say, hey, you want to be like the Ritz-Carlton. In my Turn the Page book, chapter 6, we talk about interviewing managers at the Ritz-Carlton. Ritz-Carlton has what's called an emotional mystique. We are, ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. The Ritz-Carlton, every day for 15 minutes, they have 24 core values. They take 2 days to onboard their people. And every day they talk about one of their core values, and then they tell a story to reinforce that core value. And so I would say to them, this is what we've given this in my course at teaching at Hopkins over the years. I would tell them, you want a practical thing, you have to do this, because drift happens. You will drift from the core. You will drift from, and that thing happens in marriage. Couples say all the time, how did we get here? How did we go from getting on a love boat to being on a Titanic? And the same is true in business. How did we get here in business? And how did our culture get to the place it is? And so that's what we would say. Be intentional, because we don't bump into better. We don't wander to wellness. We want to be intentional about having a growth mindset of getting better, 1% better every day, and be intentional about crafting your core values.
Wow. Closing thoughts. And this has been a phenomenal show today. And I've gotten so much out of it. I've got so many notes that we can share with couples. Closing thoughts that people can use to grow their relationships as well as grow their families. Both of you, give us your closing thoughts.
Well, just again, just like we just said at Howard University, if we taught at Howard, we would tell them to do that, and that's what we've done. We've crafted our core values, and we look at that once a week.
That's right. And get into a mentoring program.
Yeah.
And have good girlfriends that you talk together. And I started with you, honey. You told me, hey, just have on Zoom, just a couple of ladies that you talk and pray with, and we cry. And so that has been helpful, praying together, get great books, like our books and Dr. Willie's book, and we could just talk and share, because we don't want you to be in this alone.
Yeah.
We want a community.
Let me take a moment. I got just 30 seconds to ask you this question, because you brought up something after. Should you hang around with people who are not married to get advice from them on how to get a good marriage?
Oh my gosh. I almost want to cuss. No, no
way. No way.
No.
And I hear other couples too. They said, I missed my third marriage. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I don't even say much. I don't even call them. You don't have to say anything, and you just kind of leave it alone, said, okay. And then he'll come back to you when you don't come back to them. You just keep silent and keep on moving.
And I would say we don't want to shame them, but that's not the place probably where you're going to get the best of wisdom. And I would hope that if that's their story, that there's a humility that, hey, I want to figure out how to get better at this. That they're coming to the table with a heart of humility to learn.
Well, you close with the right word, humility. Learn humility and develop humility. Our friend John Kenneth Jenkins, Sr., First Baptist Church of Glenarm, is the most humble man I've ever met. Very successful, very esteemed, but humility. He's taught me humility. And so I encourage everybody to do what the Parkers have told you. Hey, I want to thank them. Go to johnnyparker.com, and also go to theparkerspeak.com, and I want to thank them, and you get their resources. I also want to thank our friends at Truist. You can revolutionize your relationship with money by listening to the Truist podcast, Money and Mindset with Bright and Brian. It's real talk about relevant advice to help you live a happier, more financially confident life. Remember, when you start with care, you build a different kind of bank. And then I want to encourage everybody to go see our TED Talk, our brand new TED Talk, How to Never Ever Argue Again in Marriage. You can go to jollymarriage.com to see it. Join us every Monday night at 9:00 Eastern Time on A Jolly Marriage on Facebook, A Jolly Marriage on Instagram, A Jolly Marriage on Twitter, and Willie Jolley LinkedIn Live for the Jolly Marriage Show. And finally, go to winwithwillie.com, winwithwillie.com, to get free resources as well as programs and products to help you grow your success and help you win. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. And for sure, your best is still yet to come. Have a great day. God bless you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I hope you got something of great value. And I hope that you were inspired, you were motivated, you were empowered, and you were encouraged to live your best life. I hope this information and this inspiration will help you to do more, be more, and to achieve more. That's the goal why I started this program, and I hope it helped you in a mighty way. Now, I ask you to make sure and that you take full advantage of all the resources that came through this program. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/gift and get some of the free resources that we have there for you. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/shop to get some of the books that we have created, that we've labored over to make sure that they will deliver a powerful message to you. I hope you go to williejolly.com/billionaire, williejolly.com/billionaire, or wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get the box that it will inspire your whole family, or get the bag of books. Make this a great day, a great week, a great month. And remember, it is true that you are blessed and all things are possible for them that believe. So make the most of the belief that you have now in your future. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Have a great day.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.